Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to switch out the O2 sensors on an N54 E90. It'll be pretty similar with the other engines in the E90 range, N55s, other stuff like that, but there are some particular differences to the N54 because it has a twin turbo versus the single scroll. So the two Upstream O2 sensors are a little bit more difficult to get to, but those are the two that I've been having issues with. But since I'm having issues with those two, I figured I would just switch them all out because they're all about the same age, and that way I don't have to do the job twice. So the downstream O2 sensors are easier to get to, so we'll start with those ones and then we'll go to the upstream ones or the pre-cat ones. And the first thing we want to do is we want to put the car up on either jack stands or a lift because we have to get underneath to get to where the O2 sensors are. So we'll do that first. Now that the car's up in the air, we got to get underneath and take the belly pans off. And that's an 8mm socket, and we'll just get underneath and zip them out. Okay, so I've switched over to my cell phone now. And so we're under the car. The front of the car is to the bottom left. This is obviously the transmission pan. So these are the downstream right here. See if we can kind of get up there and see. So here's one, and then the other one is on this pipe right there. So those are the ones we're gonna get to. Now, I have a tool for O2 sensors. I don't know if it's gonna fit up there. So we're gonna have to see if it fits. If it does, great. If not, then we'll have to try and get a 22mm wrench up there and see what we can do there. So before we get to that, these are the connectors for either one. So you're gonna want to disconnect these for whichever one you're trying to unscrew first, so you don't like kink any of the stuff as you're kind of loosening it and turning it. So we're gonna start on this front one, which is this cable here. We loop it around, so it is this guy. So we're gonna take this one out first and disconnect it and see how we go. Now all this stuff is super oily because I'm pretty sure an oil pan leak starting that I'll have to address at some point, but that's for a different day. So let's see if we can get our tool up in here and get that out. All right, so I popped this off, and just so you can see, these will be color coded. If you're using the Bosch ones, they'll be the same color. I can't guarantee that, like, you know, a non-Bosch one will, but these O-rings will match the replacements. So you just make sure you match up the color to the right harness and you're good to go. Okay, so got that on there. What I ended up having to do was I had to get a Wobble extension in order to get it up here with enough clearance to come away from the downpipe. Once I did that, this came off really easy. And so this is all loose, and we'll take it out and then we'll move on to this one. This one is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, we'll see how we do and then we'll move on. All right, so these are all buttoned up now. Back where they go, looking good. And now we're gonna move on to the pre-cats. So these sensors here, there's one here and there's one here. These are the connectors for the upstream O2 sensors. So when you disconnect these guys, you're gonna want to pay attention to the cable color and make sure that things are matching in between, because if you switch up the sensors, you're gonna have a bad time. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. One of them is removing the steering rack entirely, or at least both bolts, and then you kind of shift it and move it down. Another way is you take this bolt out and then loosen that bolt, and you can shift this. However, if you have small hands like mine, you can actually just go up and reach them. So, and you can see them right there. If you can get up inside, it's actually not that bad to get both of these. So you can slip on the tool and just pop them off. So that's what I'm gonna do, because my hands are small enough and my arms are small enough to get up in there. If yours aren't, you'll have to go with removing the steering rack. So hopefully this works and I don't have to do that. Okay, so I have one out. It's the black one here. It's all undone. So what you want to do, you might be able to see them down there, I don't know, but the cable comes up through here, and then it will wrap around the back of the engine, and then they come up here. So this one is the gray one, which is the one that is second. And then this guy here is the black one. So that's what I'm gonna do, is because I know which ones they are because they're color coded, I'm going to connect these together and pull this guy down through so they don't get them mixed up, because I need to put the back one in first and then the black one. So the gray goes in first, then the black one goes in. So anyways, that's where we're at. Okay, well, we got them in. They're all hooked up. The car's looking good. It's running good. So all in all, it's an okay job. It kind of sucks, but it's doable for sure. You just have to be careful with the O2 sensors when you're screwing them in. They just have to be square with the hole, so that you don't cross thread anything. You kind of have to do it by hand. You know, the cabling is really a pain, because you have to rotate it as you're going around, or else it'll kink, and you don't want it to kink because then you can break the cables. So it is a pain to get everything in, but you can get it done. Once you have everything in, you just need to make sure you torque it down so that it's you just need to make sure you torque it down so that it is tight. And then, yeah, should be good to go. So we have everything run. Again, back here, went around the engine, back into the plugs here. Everything is looking good. So we're gonna put it back together and button it up. But hopefully that was helpful for you. There's not a lot of space back there, so hopefully you're able to see with my phone, at least where stuff is and how things come off. So till next time.